And welcome to the Sunday News at 10. I'm Doug Petcash. As the Idaho-Oregon Buddhist Temple celebrates its 75th anniversary, a fire broke out in the building and destroyed a lot of equipment. While nobody got hurt, the Japanese drumming group who practices there are looking for ways to rebuild. News Channel 7's Tristan Lewis went to Ontario today to speak to the group and find out more about the damage they have suffered.
One of the co-presidents of the temple tells me the fire was caused by a faulty electrical outlet. And while the temple's insurance will cover some of the damages, Sangha Taikau are unsure of what that coverage will look like. They are asking for the community for a little help.
It's pretty toxic. It's pretty dangerous.
The smell of smoke still lingers in and around the Idaho-Oregon Buddhist Temple.
I was pulling some things out of the temple earlier, and so I had my HEPA filter mask on and my jumpsuit.
After a fire broke out in the basement on July 8th, destroying much of Sangha Taikau's drums and instruments.
Some of them, I don't know, we might just have to say goodbye to.
The Japanese drumming group uses the temple's basement for practice and storage.
It's become an important means of outreach for the temple into the community.
Co-president of the temple, Mike Iseri, says the security alarm in the temple went off early that morning. He believes the amount of smoke triggered the alarm.
By the time I got to the church, which was probably within just a few minutes, I could see that the basement windows on the south side were black.
After calling 911, Iseri says fire crews were able to control the fire before it reached the second floor where the temple altar is. But not before flames, smoke, and water damaged tens of thousands of dollars of Sangha Taikau's equipment.
It's like heartbreaking.
Taiko Deandra is a member of the drumming group. She says the drums have a lot of history to them.
Japanese believed, in olden days, the ancestors' spirits live in the drum. The people treated the taiko drum as a sacred vessel.
She explains they acquired their set of 13 drums over time because the instruments can range from $2,000 to $3,000.
That's why it is just like, how do you replace these?
But Deandra and the other members of Sangha Taikau have plans to play on. Yeah! Thanks to community support.
There are a lot of people from communities here or beyond have been offering to help. Monetary ones or donations or some drums that they had.
While they're looking to replace multiple instruments, they hope they can save a few that were damaged.
Some of the wooden parts of the drum, we might be able to sort of sand it down and refinish it.
And add more history to their sacred pieces.
It'll have a few scars on it, but it's like war wounds. It survives.
And the group did create a GoFundMe, which we have a link to on our website. They're looking to raise about $30,000. They say any of the extra funds will go directly to the temple to help just rebuild and help clean up some of that stuff. And then, Doug, they say once they're back on their feet and able to go back to the temple and practice again, they hope to put on a big, giant thank you community concert for everyone.
And so they performed a little bit for you today when you were shooting that video. Are they able to perform at all or do practice right now?
Yeah, so luckily some of their story has reached community members already, and so somebody offered them a space to practice.
So they can do that, and obviously they still have some of the drums.
Yeah, so luckily for them as well, just all happened. They had a 4th of July parade that they performed at, brought some of the drums with them to that parade, just kept some of them at their houses. Okay. So some of the drums were still kept nice and neat, and then also some people also already donated some drums.
All right, well, it's good to hear how the community is reaching out too. Tristan, thank you.